And welcome to another edition of Gale Force Wins the Force-8 Hometown Edition, right here on board HMCS Montreal in beautiful Souda Bay in the Mediterranean Ocean, and we are talking to sailors. Joe, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Master Sailor Clairmont. I'm the Fire Control Supervisor on HMCS Montreal.
Joe, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a military family, so I kind of grew up all over the place. I'm third generation military. Born in London, and I spent some time out in Comox, and then spent most of my high school out in Petawawa, Ontario.
Okay, so Comox, London, Petawawa, sounds like they were not in the Navy.
No, they were purple trades, so
Okay.
both my parents were supply techs. They actually finished their careers in the Navy. My dad retired as a chief, and my mom retired as a petty officer first class.
Well, that's fantastic. So it was a pretty much clear path for you joining the Navy.
Yeah, it wasn't my first choice.
No?
Originally wanted to be in the Air Force, but they were like, "Oh, hey, this is basically the same," and
Yep.
here I am. So I'm enjoying it so far.
So, Joe, you've pretty much grown up around Canada, a lot of bases, you've had a lot of military in your life. What were some of the big motivators and influencers growing up?
I'd say probably the biggest influence for me joining the military would be my father. He was in the military for ever since before I was born, and
Right.
my mom kind of followed suit a little after, and basically all the way through my life, I was always thinking that this was going to be my career. I was going to join the military and serve the country. And now I'm out here in Crete. From what I hear, it's still pretty cold back in Halifax, so I'm not complaining too much.
Joe, a pretty complex job you've got, a naval electronics sensor operator. Tell us a little bit about that.
So our job on the ship, part of the job, the biggest part of our job is the electronic warfare systems on the ship, and my job specifically is more geared towards the fire control systems, the ESSM and the 57mm on the ship, and so my job is basically to ensure the safety of gunnery serials on board.
Yeah, that's pretty complex stuff, Jerry. What do you think?
It was a lot more complex than what I can handle, I'll tell you that. But so what did you say? What your mom and dad both served?
Yeah.
Are they still serving, or?
No, they're both retired now. They actually just got back from vacation in Jamaica, so that's vacation or sailing. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But no, they were both supply techs. My dad, when he got in, he was a paratrooper rigger. And then when they disbanded the paratrooper regiment, he started hopping from base to base. So I've seen all three elements, Air Force, Army, and Navy, throughout my career, or throughout my childhood up to now.
Yeah. So you were really young. You saw the influence of your mom and dad, and here you are. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a big influence as to my career path, and kind of, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them. A lot of.
Joe, what's your favorite part of the Navy?
My favorite part of the Navy is the experiences that I've been afforded since I've been in. Probably one of my most memorable experiences was being a part of the Naval Gun Race team for 2 years running. Both times we ended up on the winning team, so that's always a bonus.
Can you explain what that is?
So the Naval Gun Race is it's a race usually between two teams. The two times I did it was once against Halifax and Athabascan.
Right.
Then the second time it was Navy versus Air Force. So the gun race is it's a 5-pounder smoothbore cannon that we race around obstacles, taking it apart and firing it. And it's an exciting, fast-paced race, and you're usually really tired by the end of it.
Right.
So,
And you got to be in shape for that.
yeah, it's I think it was a 5-month training period before, so you're basically showing up every day. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, I have a video of it on.
That must have been incredibly fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience with that, and it's those kinds of experiences that really kind of add to the fact that you're serving your country, and you get to do things like that, go and see the world and do things that you wouldn't be able to do outside of the military, for sure.
Now, Joe, if you were walking by a recruiting center today and you saw a young person looking inside, or young or old really, looking in the window, what would you say to them?
Well, it depends on what they want to do. I'm not going to try to lead them either way, because everybody's a little bit different. But
Right.
like I said, I knew basically what I was going to do when I showed up at the recruiting center in Ottawa, So I think if that's really what you want to do, I say go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to say to the folks back home?
Yeah, I know my fiance there. I just wanted her to know that I miss her, and both my parents are being very supportive and very appreciative for everything that they've been doing at home while I've been over here. So.
What's your fiance's name?
Patricia Goebel.
Hi, Patricia.
Well, another wonderful edition of Gale Force Winds on the Force-8 Hometown Edition right here on board HMCS Montreal in the middle of the Mediterranean. I can leave the podcast with this one piece of advice, and that is the world needs more HMCS Montreal and Canada needs more Joseph Clairmont. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you, Joe.
That was good.